Wine was in the kitchen and helping maids for the breakfast. She loved to engage herself in work, or else she would get bored in the big mansion of her husband. It has been 6 months since Wine sold to Taeyang for work slavery by her parents, and she was extremely scared, but to her surprise when he married her instead. He was a cold, fearful man, maintaining his dark aura, but scared Wine the most. She heard how he never thought twice to kill someone if they made a mistake, and it was enough for her to stay away from him all the time. She didn't know why he married to her and still treat him as he wasn't her husband but master. It was hard for her to accept happiness when she got tortured her whole life. Mrs. Kim, check, why is Mr. Kim late today? She was the head maid and was like a mother figure for Taehyung since childhood, now for Ryan too. He couldn't sleep last night, that's why. Oh, what you both did last night that he couldn't sleep, nor you? They were like friends to her, so they usually teased Ryan, but Ryan shook her head immediately. No, you're thinking wrong. He was in his art gallery and I was waiting for him. Poor you, Mr. Kim should give you time. Focus on your work rather than Mr. Kim's personal life. Her tone was cold, beside friendly. Miss Daisy wanted everyone to be professional, and soon they saw Taehyung was coming downstairs. His phone was adjusted between his ear and shoulder while hands were occupied to close the cuff. Talking with the person, he came to the dining area and Wine joined him as he always wanted. She noticed the paint stain on his jaw since he was coming from his art gallery again to complete his art. There is color stuck on your skin. Please clean it. Taking the wipe, she walked near him hesitantly and bent down to his level. Her eyes met with his only for a few seconds and she looked down. Her heartbeats were increasing, her hand was a bit shaking so her face. Taehyung could feel how stressed she was, and holding her hand, he made her sit on his lap in a swift second. Taehyung, you are uncomfortable in that position. Now clean it properly. She was unable to argue with Taehyung and silently cleaned the color while maids were shocked seeing their position. Wine felt embarrassed while Taehyung was hiding his smile seeing her red face. She was looking beautiful while blushing like always. It was rare moments when they spent time together, but it always printed in Taehyung's mind for a lifetime. I'm done. Thank you. She immediately got up from his lap and Taehyung just stayed silent when he wanted her to pull again. He was a man of few words and his actions speak louder, but sadly his wife couldn't understand him. He barely showed emotions, but when he did, it's pure. The dining area was filled with silence and Wine was looking at her plate only, meanwhile Taehyung taking glances of her secretly, which always noticed by Miss Daisy. After dinner, Taehyung placed a soft kiss on her forehead like his daily routine, and she passed him a weak smile before he left. He is falling for you harder every day. It's not like that. Come out from your denial word. It's obvious he loves you, but he never said that to me. Miss Daisy smiled and held Ryan's hand gently. He never said, but his actions. Ryan, Taehyung never had love from this world beside his mother, but he lost her too when he was just 8. He barely knew about love, and confession is a far thing from him. It's high time for you to understand him rather than running away. He should take a step towards him once, and I'm sure he will take steps towards you too. Wine passed her a weak smile just to assure Miss Daisy because she didn't know what she needed to do. It was evening time when Wine was passing through a corridor of the mansion and again her eyes fell on his art gallery room. Everyone was forbidden to step inside, but she always got curious to see what he made in those canvases. No one is here. She looked around and opening the door silently, she stepped inside the gallery. A big canvas was placed, but she couldn't see it, and the other one was covered with a piece of cloth. With curious eyes, she walked towards the big canvas and her eyes turned big seeing her painting there. The painting was feeling like her twin as it came out in few seconds. Her every details were top-notch that she forced to think when she saw her that deeply. She felt her heart skip a beat as her fingers kissed his piece of art. His hands are magical. Her eyes were admiring it with so many emotions when she thought to look at the other painting and uncovered the other canvas. Again, it was her beautiful portrait, but it was more shocking for her. It was the time when she met him for the first time, and her eyes were only falling tears of fear as she thought of some dirty work of sleep. She didn't know the owner of the Mafia world could see her that deeply. Now, one by one, she was seeing other portraits of her. With each portrait, she was realizing her heartbeat becoming abnormal. Whole face heated up and blood was rushing with satisfaction that she was important to someone. A man she never thought about it. With moistened eyes and playing smile on her face, she uncovered another canvas, but her eyes didn't stay on it too much as the sound of something breaking reached to her ear. She looked back and saw a frame was laying on the floor. She gasped and immediately took it in her hand when another gasp left from her mouth. It was his and his mother's picture together, and he was looking extremely happy together. Today she got to know he had a boxy smile and it was looking so good on him, but the sad part, she broke his beautiful memory. I need to fix it before he come back. She grabbed the frame securely when she heard Taehyungff's voice. Miss Daisy, where's Ryan? He's back already? The sadness now turned into a fear at sudden, and her whole body trembled. She looked at the broken frame, which again fell from her hand out of fear. He will kill me. Leaving everything as it is, she ran inside another room while Taehyungff was looking for her. He loved to see when she waited for him in the living area, but today she wasn't there. Coming towards his room, he saw the door of his art gallery was open. His mood pissed off and it turned into anger seeing the situation of the art gallery. Who the hell stepped inside? He yelled in anger. That Ryan who was beside room shivered in fear. He took steps further when he felt something crushed beneath his shoes, and just like broken piece of glasses, his heart broke. It was his favorite photo frame with his mother. The anger, the rage was inside him, crushing with the pain of seeing the broken frame, and a loner tear dropped on his picture. Picture was fine, and he took it in his hand gently and wiped his tears from it. It was his last picture with his mother when she was actually happy, but his Mafia world snatched everything from him. He gently placed the picture on the side table and turned on his phone to check who came there. He just took a long breath seeing his wife, and with each canvas he could see her smile getting bigger and bigger. She got my secret. He smiled, but it faded once again seeing her accidentally breaking the frame into pieces. He noticed her every reaction and opened the corridor side camera to see where she was. She's scared of me. He immediately went to the door and gently knocked it. Ryan, open the door. She shivered as negative thoughts clouded her mind and kept her silence. Ryan, please come out. I swear, Taehyungff, it just broke by mistake. I know you did nothing intentionally. I'm sorry, please don't hurt me. Her voice broke, so his heart by her voice. Ryan, listen, I promise I won't do anything. How can I do anything to you when you are my woman? She felt her shivering stops, recalling her those pictures who made by none other than her husband. Picture is absolutely fine and I can bought another frame for it. There is no problem, Ryan. You shouldn't think anything negative. With hesitation, she finally opened the door and saw Taehyungff in front of her. It's fine. He pulled her into a warm hug and kissed her hair as she let out more tears. Soon she was calm and Taehyungff took her to the bedroom. Would you like to tell me why you thought I'll hurt you? Now he was holding her by the waist and she was on his lap. You give punishments to others for mistake, that's why. You are my wife, Ryan. How can I hurt you? Even I can't think about doing it. He gently kissed her cheek before wiping her loner tears. In 6 months of married life, it was the first time they were having heart-to-heart talk without hesitation. I'm not good expressing wine, but you are special to me. I I know. This time her words enhancing confidence and happiness, and why not when she saw her portraits of love. How do you know? He said in a teasing way now and slid his finger under her chin to make her look at him. Tell me, I know you said don't step inside. You are my wife, Ryan. I can't forbid you to go around in your territory. Her eyes flickered and her face heated up by his words. He didn't believe in saying I love you, but these words more than that. I saw my paintings. Did you like them? I love them. It's so beautiful. I just can't tell you what I exactly feel. Those pictures made me speechless. He smiled with a satisfaction and rested his hands on her while looking into her eyes deeply. I was surprised by the little details. First, I was too. She chuckled while placing her arms around his neck hesitantly. I'll buy you another frame. It would be my first gift from my wife. It was his mother's last gift, but he couldn't blame her for anything. It was accidental, and accidents happen, but we can't blame the person, a person you love the most. The every piece of the frame will ever be safe the rest of Taehyungg's life. And your smile is beautiful. He chuckled, bringing her more closer, and you can bring it again on my face if I ever get your love. Wine eyes moistened and her small hand gently kissed his cheek. I misunderstood whole time, but from now there will be always love between us. Kissing his forehead, she brought a sweet smile on his face and he pulled her into a warm hug with moistened eyes. That was how their beautiful journey of love started, with broken pieces to a healed heart.